Hello, in this video, let's do a couple of things. So we've got a monopoly, we've got marginal revenue. The basic question is we're just trying to find the single price monopoly. So that means that they're going to profit maximize. We're going to produce to where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. And then we want to mark up the price to be that spot on the demand curve. So really quick, that answer right here, marginal revenue equals marginal cost right here. And then we're going to mark up that price all the way up there. So that would be 350. Okay, so 350 would be the profit maximizing price, and then 30 units in this market. Now, if this market was competitive, then marginal cost would equal demand. We'd produce out there, it would be a price of 2, quantity of 60, and we would have a much bigger, this whole blue area would be the consumer surplus. So if you were calculating consumer surplus under a competitive equilibrium, it would be 1/2, because this is all linear, 1/2 2 to 5, so that'd be 3 times 60, so 180, and then that would be 90, okay? And then if we allow the firm to profit maximize, we're going to lose this triangle right here. So a quick way you could do that, if this is 180, we could just subtract the amount of that triangle, and that's going to be the amount of the deadweight loss. So that would be $1.50 up to there. So 1/2 $1.50, and then over from 30 to 60 would be 30. So this would be, what is that, 45? 45, half of 45 would be 22.5. 22.5, that's the deadweight loss. And then if you want to say the loss due to monopoly, you just subtract that from the consumer, from that larger consumer surplus when it's competitive. So that's a quick way. Last thing I want to do is, sometimes I get this question, is how do you find the demand curve from a graph? Okay, so this function right here is the inverse function of it, is that it's price equals whatever the slope is on quantity. So this would be a negative number. We could call that like M or something. And then plus wherever the demand curve begins, because the demand curve begins at 0. So we can actually look at this one. This is sometimes called the reservation price, sometimes called the choke price. So we're going to put that as 5. Okay, so then all we need to do is just find this amount here. So it's the rise over, it's the change here, okay, the change on the y-axis over the change on the x-axis. So this would be -5 over 100 Q plus 5 equals P, and then it would just be, if you simplify the whole thing, it'd be -1/20th Q plus 5, and that would give you that. And then if you wanted the marginal revenue of that, the trick you can do is just multiply this times 2 when the curves are linear, and so you end up with -1/10th Q plus 5, because they start out at the same spot. So that's how to find that if you have it on a graph and you need to get the algebraic form.